Welcome back to the next episode of the Handsome Jacks podcast. It's the third roundup of the Anime Podcast Club. Joining me today, we have everyone's favorite level Viking, Brendan. Louder. There we go. We have the only weeaboo anyone should care about, Jake.
Stand aside!
Oh, wow.
Boy.
Is that not cultural appropriation because you're like 1/16 native?
We're still waiting on the DNA test.
And we have Connor, the 10 years Kelly Jelly.
Hello, you forgot to have the intro music.
Yes, I did. You guys can't hear it, but I have to put it in post because I don't know how it works in this program.
Oh, yay, cool.
Oh, Jelly's just a piece of shit now.
Oh,
Yay! Yeah, there's no sound effects on this program. So if you guys haven't noticed, the audio might sound different because we're using a different program, as Jelly pointed out. Thanks, Jelly.
Yeah, break the fourth wall a little bit. Audience loves that.
Well, as punishment from last week, Jelly has to do his Corey in the House segment with Jake. So, fire off, guys.
All right, just give me the episode synopsis, and I got like one or two questions to verify that you did indeed watch it.
All right, we're starting? Okay.
Yep.
So, you pan in, and it starts off in the White House kitchen where you meet the Corey's dad, and he's talking to some fucking authoritative bitch. She's like, "You need to stop feeding the president's daughter's French fries. She's getting unhealthy, and the president doesn't like that." He's like, "Okay, well, I'll try." And then Sophie, I think her name is, comes downstairs. She's like, "I am ready to eat." And she's like, "Oh, you want some leafy greens?" She's like, I want crispy browns. I want them French fries. Ooh." And so that happens, and Corey comes in or something, and he's like talking to his dad, and they're watching like the coronation thing, and his crush is on screen, and she blows a bubble in a national TV thing, and then there's a laugh track, ha ha ha, super funny. He's like, "Look, that's my girlfriend," or whatever, but it's like an obvious crush. Anywho, skip all that. They're at school, and Corey's talking to Mina, that one girl, and she's like, "My dad's being a real dick," because she's like a baklava. No, it's not the it's some sort of culture that she's from, like the princess or whatever of. And their friend is named Newton, and he's a retard, a blonde retard. I just got to get that out of the way. And there's a lot of cultural appropriation happening in the episode later. We get to that. They all go to Newton's house and play in a rock band, and her dad comes over and is like, "I do not appreciate this. You are forbidden to see them." And then that happens, and then the whole French fries dilemma continues on. I know, it's even worse than the last episode and the last recap.
Oh no! Oh no!
It escalates to the point where they're like, "Oh, Mina's not able to come to school anymore. We have to go impress her dad and prove that we respect his culture." And Newton's like, I went there some years ago with Mina, so I know totally about their culture." And he explains all the wrong things about their culture and tells Corey to do the exact opposite of what their culture allows for. So they sneak in as waiters at the presidential diner or whatever, and the French fry dilemma is still going on. Very, very subpar humor and comedy there. And then they get to the whole. Corey goes to talk to the dad, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "No, I'm here to show you I respect your culture." And he goes and like kisses hugs him, and there's no public display of affection on their culture. So he hugs him, he kisses both cheeks, and he's like, "What are you doing? I do not like this." And then one another thing is like, you're not allowed to look at a man's woman in the eyes because that shows a lot of disrespect. And he like stares her down, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And then Mina's like, "Stop doing that to my mom." and then there's also like another thing about chin touching. There's a lot of chin touchers in prison, so he lays the moves on her mom, just like scratches her chin, doing a weird chin thing, very, very weird. And then she like passes out in his arms, and she's like, and her bangles, like her little bracelets, get locked together, so she's stuck on him. He's just dragging her around the presidential room while the president is like being told about a situation in the situation room that wasn't actually a situation, but the staffers are trying to avoid him from seeing his daughter eating French fries, which he expressly forbid the kitchen staff from doing. It's a whole mess. And then they're like, then the president comes back and saves Corey's ass and just says, maybe Corey taught us a lesson about how our cultures are blending because your daughter's such a nice balance of American and whatever the fuck her original culture is. And then I just want the segment to be over. And then the day is saved.
Alrighty then.
Yay!
Round of applause.
Don't
Yeah.
stop.
No.
I redact the applause,
I'm
please.
standing for you right now because I know you're going to be doing it for a third week.
Yay. All right, Jake, fire away your questions or whatever you've got for
All
me.
right. In the final scene of the episode, what is Corey grounded for?
Oh, fuck. Being disrespectful of people's culture.
But what is the reason his dad gave him?
Really causing an international incident between their two countries.
All right, he watched the episode.
Yes! Sorry.
That's clipping. All right. All right. Well, I'm impressed that I'm impressed at your synopsis and at the same time horrified. So congratulations.
I
Also,
kind of like it.
It is not my
Also-
pleasure.
as you probably noticed, we do not have the normal Austin owner of the I fucked up again.
Whoa.
No, we don't have Austin. We don't have Austin. I'm not even gonna
Good
try.
save.
I'm not even going round two. Fuck it. All right.
We've lost the D.
The D scale lives on forever, though.
Thanks, Trump.
All right. Who wants to start with theirs?
I'll go ahead and open it up.
Okay.
So, as you may recall from last time, my recommendation was Gargantua on the Virtuous Planet. Basically, guy in a giant ass mech is fighting space squids, and then during the retreat from the battle, ends up stranded on a mysterious planet where he gets dredged up by a giant ass ship. So, checking my notes here. The original anime first aired in 2014. Directed by Kazuya Murata, written by Jin Urobuchi. Studio that did the production and animation was Production IG, who also did Psycho Pass for this week's anime. It had a manga adaptation of it that started coming out shortly before the anime aired. There's a spin-off manga that focuses on Bellows that had a couple books. In terms of sequels, due to various circumstances, there was no sequel series, but it did end up getting a total of 4 OVAs and 2 sequel light novels. The opening theme is This World Has Been Waiting for Us by Minori Chirihara, and the ending theme is Sky in Your Message by Chao Cho.
You sounded like a neckbeard there.
Hey, I did my research like some people.
Yeah, well, you know what? I didn't have to fucking piece together the 5th episode with 40 fucking YouTube videos because I couldn't find it on literally any fucking site. I went 5 pages into a Google search and couldn't find the fucking episode that wasn't behind a paywall.
Hey, maybe if you were in a first world country, maybe you could.
Oh,
Just Canadian
mean-
problems.
I can't say anything about our government because I feel like I'll get in trouble, but our government.
don't you have a VPN? Don't you have a VPN you can use?
I do, Jelly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, why didn't you use the VPN?
Exactly.
Fuck off. All
He
right.
didn't think about it. That's what.
I can't talk
Didn't even
about
remember.
All
I
right.
was
Anyway,
doing
back to the anime before we start roasting Joel more.
Oh no! What a shame that would be.
Oh no, what a shame. Go on, go talk about your fucking anime.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
fucking salty at this point. Go ahead, talk. I want to fucking talk.
I was waiting for you
We're starting
guys.
the scale
Well,
then.
I would
We're
say
starting
going
the
back to
scale
it, I
then.
really enjoyed it. Cause I remember walking away from it being kind of, oh, that was decent, but rewatching some of it, I was just surprised how good it actually is.
Prior to this recording, me and Jacob being the only ones who had seen the show, I had initially watched it and showed it to him, and then I got really bored most of the way through the show. I think it's probably because I binged it all in like one sitting, and then like I was like on the last episode, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to watch it.
Wait,
And I still
Jelly,
haven't
how
to this
did you
day.
see this show, but still came up with your fucking shitty recommendation?
We'll get to that. So we'll get to that one.
I just shocked you watched a good show, like, period. Like, I'm pretty sure you look for trash. You enjoy the trash. You live in the trash, you fucking dumpster fire.
To
My
be
show is a
fair,
sojo, so it's more intended for a female audience to begin with. Doesn't mean that
Is
someone of
there
the male
any
persuasion
females in
cannot
here?
enjoy it.
Well, any female, please stand up. Yeah.
What's a
to be
girl?
fair though, the last arc in this show, well, episodes 10 through 13, are pretty mediocre, and that's why we're left kind of being meh about the show. But everything before that's pretty great.
To be fair,
I started losing track because I started watching more past the episode 5. Once again, it starts getting the middle way point, and I'm just like losing interest fast. I don't
Did
know
you?
why. It's just the episodes don't have enough going on in them. Maybe they're
You
just
probably
too
didn't make it to the
relaxed.
big twist then.
Well, I remember there being a big twist. I just haven't made it that far, but I remember it just really starts to slow down and lose me.
I spoiled a big twist for myself looking at those YouTube videos. But I actually didn't think I was gonna like the show from the first episode, and then I ended up liking it through 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's a solid show. Like the story is interesting to me, and I know the twist is what you're talking about that happens later in the mind, which I found out early by accident. Um, so that kind of spoiled for me, but I thought the story was interesting, unique. Like, I don't know.
And that's what I liked about it too. I like the bait and switch. Like it sets itself up as it's going to be another mecha anime in space, and
And it just turns
then
into like a slice of life on a post-apocalyptic like Waterworld type planet. So it's like
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
But if
I
I had to
mean,
give
I
the
liked
story
it,
a rating,
but
I would just throw a 3 or 4 that way.
Okay, so well, 1 would be bad, 2 is mediocre, 3 is good, 4 is great, and 5 is fantastic. So
yeah. Now to sum up, 2 being mediocre for us is it's just average. Not that it's inherently bad. 3 is
yeah, I would
better
just
than most
say
examples of
it's, yeah.
genre. 4 top tier, maybe even top 10 quality list. 5 is going to be basically, one of the best animes ever type deal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm put it a 3. I thought it was a pretty good for what's in its genre. Like it captured me enough that like I cared. I think that was potentially the language barrier thing that actually kind of was like I wonder how they did their like interaction between someone like doesn't understand customs and language to like another like set of people like really well, I thought. So
Yeah.
in terms
I kind
of
of wish
like
they did more with Chamber and that
continuity
aspect of it.
Oh, I loved all that, like all the interaction with Chamber trying to act as mediator in the beginning, where he's like, "She wants you to eat the fish corpse."
so,
And it's just a cooked fish.
yeah, solid. Brandon,
So I
what
mean, I'd
over?
probably go about 3 or 4
I
with
don't
the
know.
story as well.
Jake won't shut up. I've tried talking 3 times and this fucker won't shut up. I give
Now
it
you
a
want me to
2.
stop talking? Earlier it was start talking, Jake. Which is it?
It's a 2. I give it a 2. It was mediocre. I thought it was okay. I thought the mech was kind of dumb. I thought a lot of the names that they gave a lot of shit was funny as shit. It was like watching a cartoon at times, like Rick and Morty,
Yeah.
with the names that they were throwing out. I'm like, Rick and Morty literally makes fun of this anime in almost all of the episodes. I so I thought it was funny at times when it probably shouldn't have been funny. Uh, yeah, so I give it a 2. I didn't think it was. I didn't go. I want to watch more.
Yeah.
I didn't like the intro. I thought it was the most regular anime intro ever. It was so. I rolled as
It's
soon
just
as
really
the.
bad.
Yeah, I rolled hard. I'm like every anime. So like, there's nothing new it brought to me. It was just like I felt like I've watched this before. My anime that I suggested, which is the better version of this. So that's where I leave it. It's a 2 for me.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But he
You're
is.
really not wrong. He's not though.
I like
This
it's
gun that I
it's
used
comparing
to
apples
save
and
my
oranges,
life.
honestly.
It was my brother's. Well, I'll get to that later.
Oh yeah.
Still better. Still better story.
Characters in this show, where they I don't know. I'd probably say mediocre because there's some kind of shitty characters, but there's some good
Yeah,
characters. So
I'm throwing a
it's
2
hard
its
for me to
way.
give it a good because I was kind of annoyed by some of the shit.
I knew when it was mediocre when I was just like, this reminds me of like 12 different animes that I would rather be watching. Like the music, I was like, wow, this is really dank music. I'm like, man, I could be watching this other anime.
Well, we'll get to music
Yeah.
later, but I mean, the characters are kind of generic. They have a few standouts, but too many of them are just too broad and like very on the nose. Like they even have like the sick kid that's going to teach the foreign alien about humanity and and caring for others. Like that's so stereotypical. But I mean, they could
I
have done
feel like
something with it, and I don't think they did.
I feel
I
like
don't
the
really care
character
kid at all.
when certain characters interact with each other, they feel like they're from different series. Like Brandon said, like it's like, well, why are they having this discussion? But then we switch over to them having another discussion.
Yeah.
Uh, well, so Brendan hated the sound, as everyone freaking knows. It's not that surprising. Sound is not great, and the intro is actually awful. I will give.
Oh my
Do you guys
god.
not like
I
the
will give
music though? I thought the
No,
like
no.
the music in the show is super peaceful and relaxing. Kind of like makes this kind of maybe darker or more eerie vibe a little bit more lighthearted.
It made me want to sleep.
Well,
No,
I thought
like
it
the
was
music in
relaxing.
that.
I'm not sure how it's bad. I mean, at worst, it's average.
I would say it's
Yeah,
mediocre.
No, I don't
I'm
think
giving
it's
it a
like
There's
3.
nothing
bad.
that hyped me at any point, or was like actually building like a crazy suspense just off the music. I don't think there was.
I think the one time the music like really hyped me up was like right at the beginning when they're like invading the jellyfish of the space universe. Um,
That's why Jelly
and I
liked
was like, man, this is actually really dope music. But then I was just like, man, sounds like a different like. I want to watch something else. Like I was like, I want to watch Firefly or
it.
something. Like I didn't want to watch it because it reminded me of different shows.
Yeah, I could see that. Did you guys watch sub or dub?
I've
I
done
watched
both.
dub.
I did
I
both as
watched
well.
parts of both, and I thought the dub was better than the sub.
I did
So,
enjoy the dub a lot better when I watched it. For
so
that, the voices caught the characters a bit better, especially
Makes it
Chamber.
a little bit more more distinct. Chamber's voice is very distinct in the dub. In the sub, a lot of the characters kind of have that samey sound, but I mean, I don't speak their language, so I would know if they are identical or whatnot.
mhm.
I'm really
Yeah,
surprised I did not like the music though, honestly.
I didn't.
I thought it was very
Uh,
relaxing.
yeah, not my thing. The art was not necessarily my thing either. I liked everything but how the mech actually works. I like I like the post-apocalyptic like SeaWorld, like
Yeah.
the setting for it. The art's all kind of cool. His suit's a little bit weird, but like I could live with that. But like how the mech actually works just is fucking weird and bad, and I think they could have just made it more like a Gundam, and it would have made
How do
sense
you
to me.
mean it just hooks up to his body, doesn't it?
No, I know, but the fucking giant floating thing on his head is like the dumbest
It
shit in the
propels
world.
him. That's like
I
a
thought it
like
was
creating a
unique.
gravitational. I thought like creates like a gravitational field so it pulls him towards it. It's kind of a unique way of flight.
I
It
understand that. It
looks
just looks dumb
weird.
as fuck.
It looks weird, but it's different than just like mech go fly,
Yeah, I
booster
like the
I
power.
unique
didn't.
look. It's better than just the umpteenth Gundam with another jetpack on its feet.
Yeah, they already have the
It,
Gundam looking whatever they call the mechs in their world, but those are the more generic looking things. But this one actually has different capabilities. It's meant for outer space.
I
I
don't think gravity would work in outer space. I don't think you can just create a gravity field in outer space if you want to talk about that. But
I'm not sure if it
sorry.
creates
Have you
gravity
been
or not.
to?
I'm just saying that
Have you
like
been to space, Joel?
yeah.
Watch out, we got Neil Armstrong over here.
I was gonna say, have you been to space,
Get
Brandon?
get flexed on, bro. I'm American. We all been to space.
Yeah, first world country. Yeah, over here, second world country. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. But I liked the mech until like he's like I'm gonna like protect you all for like 200 seconds, and then he shot like lasers from every point of his body, even his dick. I'm like, that doesn't make sense at all. I'm like, he's just a Christmas tree now.
So you like the mech until like the 2 minute mark of the show.
Yeah. You
I
know
mean,
what? I'm gonna sum up this real quick. It was a space mech show, and then it turned into Waterworld from '95, real quick.
yeah.
That's the point.
And Waterworld was not that great.
Well, I've never even seen it just because of how bad I've heard it is.
You need to watch it. It's one of the greatest Kevin Costner movies ever.
I don't
But
think
that's
I've ever
beside the
sat through a
point.
Kevin Costner film to my knowledge.
And you
Was he
want
in
to?
Dances? Wait. Was he Dances with Wolves?
Yeah.
Was that him? I've
Yeah.
seen that. So sorry.
I don't know about celebrities, so I probably have, but I just don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
I really offended
Well,
Brendan with that Kevin Costner.
oh boy.
I didn't
All
know
right.
you were such a fan.
Do we have any comments for the fucking? I don't even remember the name of it, to be honest, Jake, because I.
Gargantua and the
Gargantua on a
Virtuous Planet.
virtuous planet.
Okay, because that is not the title of the videos I was watching.
Did you just watch a completely different show?
No, it was just called like Heroic Road or some bullshit on the fucking site. I
That
was
doesn't
watching
sound
that.
at all like the same thing.
No, it was the show, but they were just trying to
Joel's out
hide it
here
from.
watching like the porn hentai spinoff.
They were just trying to hide it from fucking
Wait,
being ripped
is
off
that
the
not the show I watched?
I mean,
Why was he getting with
space
the kite flying girl? The kite flying girl like whipped off her panties and flew into that whatever guy's dick. That happened
All
in the.
I can think of is the first 2 minutes
At
when
least I
those
can remember his
space
name.
sea creatures came at them was like, this is what every gay dude thinks a vagina looks like.
All right. Well, fuck. All right. Let's move on here.
Are we doing overall
right.
ratings or no?
Mediocre.
Yeah.
Mediocre to
Yeah.
good. Maybe like a 2.5 because it's not quite mediocre, but it's not quite good. But being on the side of mediocre.
I'll give it
Yeah.
a 3.
I'll give it a 3 to 4. I really like the story. I like the art. I like the animation. I think some of the shot composition is pretty well done.
I'm with Joel on this
Really
one.
artist
2
too.
to 2.5.
All right. All right. Well, does anyone have any information on psychopaths? Because that was Austin's recommendation. He's not here. We should probably get it out of the way.
Done by a Japanese guy, made by a Japanese company. They did some other stuff. Go.
Well, one thing we know off the top of our heads without looking it up is the same animation company who did this show. That's one thing we know
I
off the
guess
top
I
of our
do.
heads.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I totally knew that.
Yeah, well, you
and-
said it, so
I mean, Jake said it, so.
Jake said it. Someone
I
said
did.
it.
I wasn't paying attention.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't either. So it's a futuristic society where basically everyone's uplinked to a cloud, and you can judge a person's mental state, whether they're a bad person or a good person. If they're a bad person, they're set to die. They're like constantly scanning the real world, and they have weird ass guns that won't shoot unless they are a bad person.
I don't think it's always die.
Not
I think
all of
depending
them.
on their criminal rating or whatever.
Yeah,
It's,
there's a stun as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You only
And
get to
then they
that
get,
when
like,
you're like psycho level.
trained or whatever.
Yeah,
or therapied.
and we follow a detective group that is part 2 detectives and 4 what they call enforcers. Enforcers are basically criminals that the government says, yeah, you're good enough to do detective work, even though you should die because you're a criminal.
Well, technically, I don't
Yeah.
think they committed
It's the
crimes, but their
Suicide
latent
Squad of
criminal
animes.
rating is so high.
Okay. They're still, that's how they view it in the shows, that they're criminals, though. Just
Well,
saying.
one of them you find out later was a former detective. So I think
Yes.
maybe some of those people have experience in the force or like have dwindled from the path, and so they're allowed to use both their criminality and their like detective cop skills in tandem.
So what you're saying is it's a more cyberpunk Minority Report.
That and it's like a Suicide Squad since it's, or not because of the
Wait, what?
turning
Suicide
criminals into
Squad.
good guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah, I agree
that's
with that.
a decent way to describe the show. I actually really like some of the detective shit in the show.
Hmm.
I
did as
found the online stuff kind of really weird. Was I the only one about that? Found like the virtual reality online stuff weird?
That was an
It
interesting
makes
take
sense
on
when you
it.
kind of look at VR chat that we have today.
I mean, it makes sense. I just didn't like it. I don't know.
That's understandable. Yeah.
You like the in-depth detective, like actual on-ground work better
Yeah.
instead of the
It
whole
took you away.
online personality thing that they're kind of leaning towards. Because I didn't watch the whole thing, so they're probably leaning towards more of the
I think they
online
are.
personality
Yeah,
manipulation thing.
I didn't mind it, but it definitely, when it did bring itself into play, took you away from the detective work that was grounded in the show.
I'll just say episode 1 really turned me off. I watched it. I've watched the first episode before, and I watched it. I'm like, this just looks like sci-fi, like gore porn. It just is kind of like very strange. I know they're introducing stuff. It just seemed
Dude.
way too. It was like I don't
What?
care for this all that much. And then the actual detective work and stuff started following the other episodes. I'm like, you know what? I can really get down with this. I like the gun. I like the characters. I can get down with this. I want to watch more of this.
Yeah,
How do you
I kind of
watch
agree with
this
that. Episode
show
1
and not
being like
like it
most
as
standard episode. This is kind of your
Hold on.
general pilot.
How do you watch this show and say, I don't like this, but then you like Orwell High School Host Club? What the
Nostalgia.
fuck is wrong with you?
Shrugs shoulders. Nostalgia.
Oh boy. Holy shit.
We will get to that, Joel. You can roast me here
yeah, we
soon. We'll do it
fucking
next.
will.
No,
Oh,
I
boy.
kind of agree with Jelly that the first episode definitely came off as like pretty loaded with having to introduce everything. So it's just like, here's the world, here's the character, here's the general feel. We're gonna have a little mini thing going on this episode, so you kind of know what this is about, and end.
Here's a criminal raping a girl and then like taking her hostage, and then he explodes into a gory explosion, and then
I think it was a good episode because it introduced you to everything that they have in the world without really needing to go back and do any more episodes where they're introducing a bunch of shit.
No,
Yeah,
I agree
thought it
with
was a
that.
good intro.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it
I
wasn't
think
a
it's
good intro. I just think that some of the plot elements kind of mischaracterized what the show is going to be from my point of view. But like but them showing off the mechanics, the characters, and how the roles are all aligned. I think it did a good job of that. I'm just saying at first it kind of turned me off to the premise of the show.
So it's like the second episode made the first episode better. Is what?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Kind of like Terminator 2 made Terminator 1 better.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes. I can't wait till we get to the sci-fi movie episode, by the way.
Fair enough. What would Jelly's score be if he was in that universe? I'm thinking in the 900.
Like Psychopaths level?
Yeah.
Just
They'd
on the
always be
brink
like,
of.
"Don't hurt yourself, or we'll shoot you."
I'm like teetering on the brink of being tasered all the time. I'm like, stop it.
Almost always
Oh, yeah.
taseable.
Yeah.
Just walks past the cop. Fucking do it.
And then
boy.
my
Tase me,
second
daddy
pistol turns
cop.
normal.
I think we just found another thing that Charlie likes to do in the bedroom.
Tase me,
Oh, boy.
senpai. Tase me.
Hey man, it's electrifying.
So
Whatever gets the sparks flying, you know what I mean?
I think everyone's kind of in the same opinion that the story got a little bit away from what we enjoyed.
No, I still like the VR stuff. I like the commentary it had on social influencers.
I do too.
I
I kind of
guess.
like how they're able to, like, the dude was able to just replicate being somebody else just by liking their content enough and being like probably like heavily mentally ill to where he thinks he can just change his whole personality to match them. I thought that was interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and
I mean, how
and
there was
it
a whole
leads you on
point
to
about how they
think,
were selling out companies, they lose
yeah.
fans that way, and it's just like, wow, it's just like YouTube.
Yep.
And
Fair
it
enough.
ties into the whole criminal organization that that guy was working for and what's going on with them. And it shows a
Yeah,
lot
I'm
more
interested to
seasons,
see
so I'm
how
kind
that
of.
ties in.
I mean, I
Are you
know there's
guys
a
gonna
lot
keep
more to the
watching it?
show than I might eventually. There's some other animes I want to get back to that we watched on this show, but it's definitely one that I would want to rewatch later
I
on
don't
or
think I'll
continue
keep
watching.
I don't think I'll keep rewatching it. Although I did enjoy it, unless Austin's like, "Hey, you want to stay up like all night again and watch anime like you did with Gungrave?" That's probably the only chance that I'll watch it.
I'll probably go out of my way and watch this one. I loved every episode.
Fair enough.
Jake, I have a
So
feeling that you liked
story.
most of the shows on this recommendation list. Would that be
For the
accurate?
most part, I'd say, yeah.
Let
Wow,
me
that's
guess.
surprising.
Okay, never mind. Don't say it.
Don't worry about it. All right, D scale story. I'm gonna go 3.
Really, just a
Even though,
3?
yeah, I can't do any more than 3 with the VR stuff I didn't like.
I gotta give it at least a 4, if not
Wow.
higher. I was really digging the story, the concepts, and the themes they were exploring. For including characters
Yeah,
in that, I enjoyed all the characters as well.
I'll just say
I'm
I,
with
I,
Jake
I
on
like the
this one.
story
I'm a
enough.
4.
Wow.
Joel, I'll sympathize with you. I'll give it a 3 because I liked it and I want to see more from it. But so that could change to a 4 later if I enjoy like where it goes later on.
All right, fair enough. Characters. Um, I found the little lady detective kind of annoying. Was I the only one? Like, I understand she's innocent and all that. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was just a little too much of her being like the innocent little puppy.
No, I didn't mind her. She was definitely supposed to be the fish out of water, especially when like her friends were like, "Why the hell are you going to the police force when you could have gotten a cushier job somewhere else?"
Mm-hmm.
So it's
She's
obvious she's
just a
probably
secret hard
not
ass.
used to this kind of world at all.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like someone that smart would not be that dumb at the same time, though.
Well, there
And I'm
has
Like,
sure
to be
there's
good
book smart
people
people
in
that are
all
kind of
fields.
shutaways out there. It's kind of making the range of personality types.
I guess seems more unlikely to me than but it's
I
not
think
like
that she
police
has a
work
lot
isn't
of growing to
heavily
do
documented.
as a character, and maybe she goes down a dark path where her psychopaths is being tested. I
Probably
think that's
happened.
possible. Yeah, I think that's
Probably
a
happened.
story thread later on.
I will say to Joel's credit, though, that she definitely needs to get a bit more proactive and get more personality going for her. Because if she's just a blank slate the whole time, that's going to definitely lose me.
What's the black haired dude with his name starts with a K, right? The enforcer?
Oh, I can't recall his name.
I don't remember his name, but his character is actually kind of I like his character and I like the old dude's character. I don't remember either of
Yeah, those guys
I
were
like that.
both fun to watch.
I kind of like the
I think
goofy
those are
guy
like the
too.
backbone.
I don't think I've seen enough of the
Yeah,
goofy guy yet, but I think the whole supporting cast is a little bit interesting. Kind of reminds me of maybe a little bit more of a livelier version of like Ghost in a Shell, the movies
Yeah,
maybe.
I agree with that.
yeah, I can see that.
Kogame is the black haired dude name.
Yeah, that's what it is. His moment in the bathroom scene is fun. I was like, this dude's crazy, but this is also funny as fuck. I'm a psychopath. I know. I'm a psychopath.
I don't even
Dude,
remember a
you'd be
bathroom
shocked
scene.
real quick.
Oh yeah, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? I'd immediately be fucking shot, dude. I'd walk into an intersection and be like, I want to run that motherfucker over because he's not fucking turning his wheels properly, and then immediately be like, shoot him dead. I wouldn't last long in that world.
Dude,
What a
Jelly
neutered
bean
society
taste
that would
every
be.
day.
Oh, dude, like, can you imagine, like, that the world is nothing? Oh God, what's that? Is it Fahrenheit 451? That's that
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, that
Yeah.
reminds me of that now that you say that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Thought control,
Mhm.
censorship of bad thing that government don't want you to do.
China.
Yeah.
so this is
It's
450
definitely
or
very
Fahrenheit.
applicable to modern
Fahrenheit
society.
451.
Brandon,
the anime.
that little joke there was on fire.
Oh my god.
Hmm. All right, so characters. I'm gonna put the characters in another 3
I'll give it a 3 as well.
I'd go with that.
Wait, what are we rating right now?
characters.
Characters. Yeah, I give it a 3, a high 3 though, but I need main lead to start being a bit
Doing
more
some shit.
proactive.
You need more.
Guys, give a round of applause to the first number we've all agreed upon. Put a round of applause there.
Ooh,
We did it. We finally
We
agreed
did
on
it. We've
something.
come to a consensus. 7
It
weeks
only-
in.
I was gonna say it only took this long until we actually agreed on something entirely. So sound.
I like
But
the sound of everything. The voice acting was pretty top notch. The sound effects, especially like the guns.
yeah.
Soundtrack was pretty bumping.
And I remember
It
like the
wasn't
fight
bad.
scenes, all the different sound effects they made for the machinery, like knocking shit over and busting through walls was pretty cool. I like the ending
think-
song too. The ending song was pretty dope. I actually sat through and like listened to it most times.
I think they did all the little sounds right, like all like the little clinks and the walking sounds, the ambient sounds. I think they did that pretty well. The dub is, I would say, about average. I didn't really like the intros or outros.
I like
thought
the
they were
intro
both-
quite a bit, sound and animation included.
Yeah, I fuck. I'll give it a 3.
For
Yeah,
I'm gonna
sound,
give it a for sound. Yeah.
I'll give it a 3 too.
I'll give her a
I'll go
3.
4. I thought they did pretty great. Oh, 3.5.
Don't
somewhere there.
don't be fear
Well,
No,
Don't
it's like, I'm
deviate.
looking back at our scale, and it's like 4 is like top tier, top 10 list. I'm just like, it's good, but I don't know if I wanted to die on the hill of it being superb. So I'll give it 3.5.
Expect a lot of 3s and 3.5s going forward because a lot of stuff
Alright.
is
Yeah.
just pretty good and not like above the barrel.
This was a surprisingly good week. Like surprisingly good. All right, animation. So, like art animation. I really liked everything outside of VR. I thought everything outside of VR was really cool. Thought the Dominator was a bit clunky and oversized, but it's anime. I'll fucking live with it. Like it wasn't like a huge complaint I had.
Oh, but the big gun's not a problem, but the gravity ball on top of the robot mech, that's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Joel, if it ain't Gundam, it ain't right.
Yep.
You know what? After watching the anime, I agree with Joel.
I'll throw away a 4 in terms of art because I thought all the city landscapes looks cool. Any dark alley looks nice and fun. Yeah, fun. Even the virtual reality stuff looked like different enough and wild and kind of out there. The avatars were kind of all wacky looking. I'll just give it a 4 for being very interesting to look at, keeping me engaged.
I gotta give it a 3. It would be a 4 if it was outside of the virtual reality stuff, because I actually do really like it, like the cityscapes, the character designs, how they emote, the walking around. Nothing looked like crazy janky. Like we're not like talking anything like Dragon Ball Super jank levels. Nothing was even close to that, so I can't argue too much. I'll give it a 3.
I gotta give it a high 4. I really enjoyed the art direction and how everything was animated, and that's including like the intro animation. I thought that was superbly done. I think it's probably one of the best intros to watch, really.
Is it better than Fly High from Haikyuu?
Yes.
Fuck you.
You crossed the line, sir.
Yes, you have. All right, Jelly, Connor, 10 years, Kelly.
I'll go right ahead.
It's your turn. Hang on. Quick pause. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason we call him 10 years Kelly is one of the issues that was brought up when I watched this show. He may or may not like lollies and younger sexualized beings. All right, go on, Jelly.
Well, no, I don't want to. No, it's about a character named Harmony. It's about a character named Harmony
out of the
Fushioka.
lolicon.
Oh my lord! It's about a very poor high school girl or middle school girl who gets. See, I can't even say high school, middle school. You guys are fucking laughing. She's a poor girl who does good at school, so she gets sent to the richest of rich academies, on the Oron Academy, and she looks like a dude because she cut her hair because she got gum in it. That's why everyone mistakes her for a guy. She looks like unkempt as hell. Then she meets these guys named the Host Club, and then she breaks an expensive like Renaissance vase and owes them a shit ton of money, so she has to become a host with them. A host is someone who a boy who entertains a girl and like does fake romance, pretty much stripping
Like,
without all the stripping.
It's like a maid cafe, just gender swapped.
Pretty much.
I kind of want to just have a YouTube series of you explaining things. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'll start
You
recording the
think
house
that's
and we'll
bad?
work our way up, okay?
Joel,
It's based on a
you
manga
think
that
that's
ran
bad?
for 8 years, had 18 volumes. It had a TV show and a live action movie adaptation, which I kind of want to see because I want to see how cringy it is.
That's interesting.
And it was made by Studio Bones, who other notable shows being Soul Eater, Space Dandy, and My Hero Academia. And yeah, I don't know. I know you guys, before you guys even say anything, I know you guys absolutely hated this. And I could see why. But before you say anything, I have to say it was a nostalgia pick. Rewatching, I could see where like some of the flaws in the stew come up. But I enjoyed the comedy, and I enjoy the characters, and thus it is like still one of my favorites.
That's 10 years, son.
There was comedy in this?
Yeah. Where was the comedy?
Dude, this is like watching Scrubs. I'm just like, what's the funny
Okay,
part? When's that
all right,
happening?
you've crossed the line with me, sir. Scrubs is fucking great.
Dude, Scrubs sucks. Shut up.
No, it does not. You will not insult Turk and JD. Not for one more
Who
moment.
is that?
The two main characters of the show.
I see. I don't even remember because it's so unfunny.
All right. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Joel,
Oh, boy.
you've been the most outspoken, so I'd like to hear your opinions first.
All right, this show makes zero fucking sense at all fucking times. The storylines don't even conclude before they move on to the next fucking shit. They don't even have like a fallout or any fucking residual thing that just happens. Holy fuck, it's not that hard to tell a girl from a guy. Jesus fucking Christ. A fucking, like,
It is in
what?
Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he was like 5?
Whoa.
6? 5 or 6-year-old figures it out in like 3 fucking seconds, where a bunch of middle schoolers can't figure it the fuck out, and they're like pressing up against her and can't figure it.
have obviously not heard of traps.
Oh, I have, but it's not that fucking bad.
Sir, I've seen Naruto season 1. I know what a trap is.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your poor soul. Fuck, dude, like I didn't laugh at any point in this show, except for when I went, holy fuck, someone actually okayed this in production. Like, someone had a budget for this. It was made. It was shot. Like, who the fuck did this? Like, seriously. And obviously, it had to budget because its animation was like half decent, and it's got like a unique art style. Like, and it actually kind of scared me, the art style, because it reminded me of Code Geass in some ways. And then I was like, oh fuck, please do not link this piece of fucking shit with one of my favorite animes.
Well, it's from that same era of the late O's, more
But,
mid O's, though, I think.
It's got like
Yeah,
that lanky,
2006.
that lanky kind of unorthodox.
Yeah, and that was popular at the time.
Yeah. Like, none of the guys make sense. The fucking, what do they call him, Honey Senpai? Like, that is the dumbest fucking character ever fucking made. Same with the Strong and Silent dude, are just dumb fucking shit characters, alright? The Glasses dude can be an okay character when he actually has something to do. Otherwise, he's just an ex machina. The richness and pompousness just pisses me off because I've met rich people in real life and they're fucking assholes, and it just reminds me of interactions with them. Do I
So
need to
you
keep
say
going
it's spot on with its interpretation of rich and poor cultures.
No, because they wouldn't accept a poor person at all. Have you met rich people? Have you met like millionaires? They don't accept you if you don't have fucking
No, I've
money.
not met millionaires because I'm not fucking living in Canada. And that was a horrible reason.
So
Wait, Canada's nothing but
already-
millionaires?
Apparently,
Apparently the ones that Joel
news
hangs out
to
with.
me.
I
No,
thought we
I'm-
established there's
Yeah,
second
I've seen
world
Letterkenny.
country.
I know
Exactly.
that's not true.
I live in the city Letterkenny is made in. Those are my people.
That's awesome.
Allegedly.
So I couldn't think of an
God.
excuse why I don't know millionaires, Joel. Maybe it's because I don't finance them or anything.
Yeah, you live in.
Oh, no.
We get it. You're basically white trash.
I'm evolving, sir.
Dude, there's no evolving unless you're talking about
It's evolving, but backwards.
evolving in,
Oh no.
is getting
Also,
more racist.
Thank you for doxing my location. Joel, we're gonna have to edit that out. At least the name.
I'll think about it.
Thank you.
We'll blurt it out.
Does anyone
Anyways,
else want
to come to
comment on
Jelly's
this? If you want-
pick this week, though, it's one of those where it's like kind of a classic to a lot of people, just because it's
No.
like
No,
a lot of people's
no,
first
don't-
anime,
no.
especially with like the
Jake,
slice
no.
of life genre.
Jake, no, don't
It was
defend this
definitely an
man.
early one for me.
I mean, it's nothing that I would really prefer, but I don't outright hate it because it's definitely just something. It's obviously not meant for me. It's meant for a different demographic. Now, on top of
Please
that, it's
tell
just
me.
like it's got classic stats because it's like one of the most well-known slice of life animes. Now, has other ones done it better? Yes. Do I think it's kind of iffy a lot of the times? Yes. But I think that's just
Can
because it's not my taste.
Can we just point out? And
It's
Jay, I
definitely
watched the wrong episode. I watched the wrong episode order, or I watched an extra episode, which is why I know this exists. We just point out there's a fucking rape scene in this super fucking lighthearted anime, and then they just go dark out of fucking nowhere. There's a fucking rape scene, and then they go back to the fucking lightheartedness. And it was like a hardcore rape scene.
What? I don't remember any rape scene.
Yeah, because
Wasn't it an attempted rape scene? Because I don't remember
It's
there being a
not
rape scene. I don't remember that shit either.
Not-
I've
not
seen
in the
this show
5.
plenty of times.
Oh, when he turns off the lights and fucking grabs the chick and throws her on the bed. You're like, I'll fucking do it.
But he didn't rape her.
Yeah,
It's
it
built
was
up
just
to rape.
it's questionable actions, which I'm not gonna say the show doesn't have questionable behavior on all accounts because it's
Are you
kind of
saying
like
that we need to cancel Oron High School Host Club?
Sure.
yeah. Oh my God. Speaking, I want to get irrelevant for a second. I've been watching Community, and they erased the Dungeons and Dragons episode because one of the characters, Chang, was like dressed up as like a high elf, so he like wore completely like blackout skin on him, and so they removed the show from like Netflix and Hulu. They removed that episode from Netflix and Hulu. I was like, where's the episode? They talked about it in another episode, and they removed it. And I'm like, wow, that's an interesting one to remove because of all the.
So glad they did that. That's really a big step towards repaying all the crimes done towards black people.
Especially because they're drawing attention to the craziness of it and be like, one of the characters is like, are we just gonna ignore this hate crime going on right here? Like it was obviously
So-
making jokes about that, but whatever.
I mean, to
To
me,
get
it seemed
back
like
on
one of those things
subject-
was like, that's the joke.
Yeah.
I agree with Joel because I just looked up that episode. Everyone thinks that's a rape scene. Like everyone points to that as like, this is what I found out about rape culture and shit.
Yep.
How do you know?
Because she's seen it probably.
It's fucking implied that he's gonna rape her. That's the
Aubrey,
fucking
you're
point
not
of the
in the
fucking scene.
podcast.
She might as well be. She's a bigger weeb than most of us.
The point
She
of the
probably picked
fucking
better shit than Jelly.
the entire point of that scene is about fucking rape, sexual assault and rape on a fucking girl compared to a guy. The difference
Was
between
it-
genders.
was it one
There
of
you
the
go.
twins?
Listen, you motherfuckers,
No.
if you don't shut up, you're all gonna get me too'd.
Aubrey, women out.
Man time now.
No, we're definitely
That's
getting
what
me
Brendan
too.
says.
All right.
Oh boy.
Let's just move on to the
No,
the
I want your
scale.
Brendan's opinion
Let's
on
go
this
to the
fucking
scale,
show.
everybody. I'm
Brent-
gonna give the story a 3 because I like the overall message of the show.
I'm giving it a 1.
One.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Well, Brendan, where you landing?
He said 1.
Just said it.
I
God
didn't hear
damn it, Jim.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with
because
said
Aubrey's
one.
probably talking in your ear.
Oh,
Joel gave it
thank
a
you,
1 as
Jake.
well.
We got two 1s and a 2. All right, I
And
can
a
live
3.
with
And
that. Yeah,
so it's
you don't
1, 1,
fucking
2,
count.
3.
Yeah, you don't fucking count. All right, characters, fucking 1.
I will be nice and give it a 2.
I'd say a 2 at the very least. I think the characters are like, I mean, it's what makes the show. I mean, it's not really plot heavy, so at least the characters are usually somewhat entertaining. The comedy's definitely aged. It's definitely that mid-O's cringe anime comedy. So it's worse off than Joel's Dick Cheese is, but
See, Jake, you are correct about that. You are correct. It has aged. I remember like even in my most recent rewatching before this, I was like, this is still good. I missed this, and I like watched it again. I'm like, it's okay.
The only good character in the entire show is the fucking girl, but I don't even remember
Yes,
her
she's a
name.
great character. I think she's a really cool character.
She's the only human fucking being in the whole show,
I'm
and that's
giving it
why
a
she's a
3
good
because I
character,
like
if
the
anything.
characters, and they definitely get developed on later on. You find out more about their backstory, and it's interesting.
10 years. That's 10 years, son.
I just Shan 10 years, son.
Not in Japan, it's not.
Oh,
Jesus
no! No! You know what, Joel? Keep his location.
Just like that, Jelly confirmed he'd be the first of us to go visit Japan.
Yup.
It's a whole new world. A magic place where I won't go to prison.
No one to tell us no. They don't know what no is.
Speaking of
They
your
can't say
beautiful,
no.
your beautiful sound. I'm
That
gonna
was
give it a
good.
2. I'm gonna give it a 2 because the dub wasn't bad. The intro was decent. I didn't really like a lot of the sound effects. So, and the
2.
soundtrack wasn't really anything crazy other than the intro.
I think
So
they
I'm-
reuse a lot of the mid-episode tunes a lot, like the suspenseful kind of like orchestral music gets kind of annoying when you've heard it for like the millionth time. So
Best music in the show is the piano.
yeah, and there's a lot more piano going forward.
Oh,
There's like
fuck,
whole episodes.
why?
There's whole episodes that because they're rich and like the Tamaki, he's a piano expert and he actually like teaches like a kid to play piano later on in the.
Oh, I
in the
know.
show.
That's it's fucking. Yeah, I know.
Oh, he knows. Your number one fan right there. I'll give it.
I will also give it a 2 for sound.
I'm gonna give it a 3 because I gotta rep the show I chose with. I like the voice acting a lot. It's what most is memorable about the show.
All right, Art. I'm gonna give it a P for pedophile.
It's because the little blonde one, isn't it?
You
So we
haven't
got
seen
a lot of
episode 6,
things.
Jake.
It's a hardcore rape scene. In realistic, I will. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1 because even they constantly like flex on the fucking shirtless body scenes and they're just all awful, missing lines. Like, at least if you're gonna do shirtless scenes, at least make them somewhat fucking drawn, not just splotches of fucking skin.
Look, I have nipples.
I don't think they drew nipples. They didn't even draw nipples. I don't think.
Fuck,
I think
I
they just
forgot to
draw
call
peck lines and that was it.
I think you're right.
It's just
I gotta give it a low 2. I don't never really cared for the art or animation in this one, to be honest.
I'll give it a 2 as well.
Brendan.
yeah.
All right. All right. Well, yours and mine are left, Brendan. Do you want?
We
Do
can
you
go
want
with
to do?
mine. I know, unless Jake really wants to talk about yours, which I feel like he does.
Well, we'll save that for the finale.
Okay, we'll go with mine.
Praise the
Uh,
Yamato
here,
canon.
here, I'll talk about it. Since I did research, it was
In quotations.
made by a dude
From
who,
Japan, right?
yeah, from Japan, and
From
It was
written by
Japan.
animated by some
another,
Japanese people.
yeah, with a Japanese name. And they did some other stuff not related to this, and it goes back to like the 70s. So it's an old anime.
Yeah, because it's a
Go.
remake, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sure.
it's the remake.
I could definitely
Yeah.
hear it in like the theme song. I remember I did see that and I listened to the theme song for it and it kind of still had like that 70s kind
Oh,
of
dude, the theme song
old
gives it
era.
away so quick.
But the
Yeah,
theme
I really
song
liked it.
bangs, my dude. That
It really is
fucking
really
intro
good.
Dude, am I
bangs.
right?
Dude, yeah,
It
hell
takes you
yeah. I had to
different
watch that
time.
every fucking episode.
Yeah, all right.
Do you want to describe plot real quick?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's basically Battlestar Galactica. Civilization. Which I think they came around like the same time. This anime came around the same time like Star Trek was getting around and Battlestar Galactica. I think this one just was like, I think we combine them both. But yeah, humans on this is like on the last leg, and so they're survive through these battleships, and that's what they fight in. And yeah, that's basically the show.
All right. Well, I can tell you the intro bangs, and after watching the first episode, I am now gonna watch all 25 of the first season and probably the second season. I fucking love the show. It was great.
Thank you.
It was to me. It was like Gundam without Gundams.
Yeah, yeah,
um,
and I didn't search Star Trek anime. I just
Definitely.
found
Definitely
I
didn't.
found it, and I'm like, wow, this looks really cool.
I like how you
Like,
just
what more do
naturally
you want?
find your way to Star Trek-like things, though.
Dude, I know, right? Like, what more do you want? Like, human civilization space fighting aliens, like at their near-death moment. Like, that's badass as shit.
Yeah, it really is. Like, and the fact that like they react how you would like the enemy reacts how you think they would react. Like they're like, oh well, we don't like give a shit. You know, they can't actually hurt us. They're like this inferior race. We got like these fucking little henchmen doing the fucking work on the planet that they can't even touch. Like, we're not gonna care, which is why they get away with like so much to start, and it like makes sense that they would have that reaction. Also, the fact that the fucking like Russian-ish music plays before you see the enemy every time. I'm just like, oh hell yeah!
See,
It's like,
I just
it's like
love
early
the-
2000 video games where the enemies were always Russian.
right? I just love the fact that like every episode is like a near death experience for them, and they're barely surviving. It's like watching someone play a survival game. You know,
It kind of
To me, it's like
I
Star
felt like
Trek, where the
faster than
Enterprise
light.
almost
It's like
blows up every
faster.
episode.
What, Jake?
To me,
Sorry,
it's like,
Joey
what
was
if it was
talking.
like, what if we take Star Trek, but then instead of the normal stuff, what if the Enterprise almost gets blown up every episode?
See, like I can get where people are like it's Star Trek, but I don't also get it at the same time because like what is because it's in space and they have blasters in Star Trek,
No, because
and
in Star
because
Trek,
it's
the whole
more.
thing's like, oh, we're on a voyage, just in a straight line to go meet new people. As well, this is like, oh, we're on a voyage in a straight line to go meet new people and get their super weapon.
See, in my
So
head, I
what?
went to
Any
Mass
show that
Effect.
has a boy. So what? Any episode that has a voyage is like Star Trek.
Well, the whole premise of the show's a voyage like Star Trek.
Not necessarily.
I don't
In
know.
Star
In
Trek,
my
I think
mind,
Star
to,
Trek
like,
isn't about getting a
trying to be,
super
like-
weapon.
in my mind, I connected it immediately with Mass Effect.
see, I immediately was like, "This is warships." The video game. See, I didn't
Good.
really get the whole Star Trek feel to it, like except that Star Trek and the show both generate their military conduct to the U.S. Navy or any Navy. You know,
I
that's the only
didn't relate
thing
it
Star
to
Trekky I got out of it.
I didn't
Hey, don't
relate
take
to
my
Star
word
Trek.
on it. Google popped up when I Googled Star Trek
Hey,
anime.
that's fine, but from the guy
Yeah.
who's watched every Star Trek, I didn't feel Star Trekky.
I don't think the aesthetic matches. I think like the concept matches, but I don't think any of the appearance of the show
Oh,
matches.
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm
Like, the
saying. Is
fact-
the concept and the way the episodes are structured. They're going, some shit happens that's one episode long, and then they figure it out, and then they move on.
Mhm.
I would say kind of like the spaceship kind of crew and like they're trying to save humanity kind of reminds me like Voltron, like the new show on Netflix.
Oh boy,
I haven't seen it, so I don't
I
know.
haven't
It's
either.
okay. It's pretty good.
Uh,
I watched most of it and then I kind of fell off.
is it not badass that they're flying around in a World War II ship?
I do
It's very
appreciate the
cool.
World War II ship.
Heck,
That does look
hell
cool.
yeah, dude, badass. I actually like how they kind of use tactics in the show instead of just anime logic.
They
Yeah.
explain the science of warfare very well. They're not just like, oh, the super weapons charging. They're like actually trying to like explain how all the systems work, and it like wipes them out to use their massive wave what the wave gun or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like I actually feel like it's way more grounded than the average anime is. Now, this show has 50 episodes. I'm sure it gets fucking crazy towards the end, especially
Yeah.
with the fucking chick that's an alien. I guarantee, and that looks like they're gonna have a fucking love interest thing. I'm sure shit gets fucking weird and wild, but
But
so
stuff.
far,
I sense a
Fantastic.
love triangle.
hmm.
I know how to shut you down, Joel. Just say cringy things.
I mean,
Internal
that's,
Get 'em
screaming.
that's
angrier and
all
angrier.
you say. That's all you say, though.
You're right.
Don't say, yeah, you right to that.
I accepted that was a dumpster fire like 3 years ago. I don't think I can go much lower than that.
Oh, but you can't.
Well, we're not there yet. We'll figure that out. I
He's
thought
on a great
the
voyage.
getting on going. Oh, that's legit, just like Star Trek.
Fuck off.
Now we're kind of let's get to the scale. I really like the story. I want to give it a 4 right away.
These
Just for being.
scales. So we got 4 from Shelly. You're gonna get a 4 from me.
4 from me.
I'm gonna give
Jake?
it a 2.
Okay.
Did not really care for it at all.
I can respect it,
It was there.
but I'm
You don't like the
questioning your
last-
morals,
last
but I can
ditch, like-
respect it. All right.
You don't like the last
Jake's
ditch
mad because I
savior
shit
of
all over
humanity?
his.
Well, no, I just could not get into it. It's just like, oh, we got to go on one last voyage to get the super weapon.
A voyage that they've
I-
never had with unproven like
You mean
spaceship
the start
technology.
of your
They've never
anime?
They've never left their.
Yeah, it was episode 1, and it gets immediately changed to a completely different style of show.
Yeah, it then becomes Jelly's type of show.
That's why I recommended it to him.
Yeah, Yeah, and because boring is what you mean.
Trash tier is what he means. All right, characters. What do we think of characters?
One.
I really like. I like Coda's interactions with people. I don't like Coda by himself.
I couldn't get behind anybody at all. Like Coda, just like generic angsty dude that needs to avenge his brother. And I
You
mentioned this
also
earlier, but I
thought
need to
that
say it
about
again. It was
Finland
super
Cargo.
ridiculous. It's like, oh man, this abandoned ship. I wonder whose it is. Oh man, I found this gun that saved my life. Wait a minute, is this? Reveals name of ship. It is. It's my brother's gun.
It was even like near the battlefield that he knew because it like went on, and he should have suspected that right away. I was like, that's definitely his brother's ship. Everyone saw that coming.
Star Wars.
I mean, I didn't have a problem
Are you
with
talking
it. I was
about that
just
one
like,
Rose
this is an average
character?
plot point. I was like, oh, this is an average plot point. Like, it's not like anything spectacular, but I wasn't mad about it. I feel like you rewatch that episode and that point where he like finds out it's his brother's ship. I feel like Jake just constantly had it on rewind, and that's why he's so angry about it.
Well, no, to me, it was just the breaking point because everything before that just was not behind the characters. Like, oh wow, I wonder who this mysterious pilot is. Maybe it's my sister who I made an accountant. It's piloting that ship.
It's not his sister.
Oh, was it not?
And not related at all. They don't even look
Dude,
similar.
he literally,
Why did you think they
Jake,
were related?
Jake literally watched this while he played at RTS or something.
Yeah.
After
I
episode
guarantee.
2 or 3, I just put the rest of it on the background.
I'm
I did
pretty sure
not
you
care for the
started
characters
episode
at
1
all.
with background.
Oh yeah, like what the fuck? Yeah, they're definitely not brother and sister. In fact, I'm pretty sure that chick might be an alien. Just a guess.
They're,
White-haired
Jake,
chick?
She's the second love interest. Her and the blonde bitch are gonna be fighting over him,
Dude,
over his dick.
You
I
did
swear to
not pay
God.
attention to this at all.
Mm. These motherfuckers.
Anywho,
are
I like the
bleeping.
characters. I'll give them a near 3 because I like that they probably have some interesting plot points and stuff going forward, and I like the general the roles that they all have laid out. Like I like the captain. I think he's interesting, even though he made some like unethical choices in his past.
I'd probably give it a 3 to 4 on characters. I really like most of the characters. I have some trouble with some of their interactions, but for the majority part, I really like their characters. And the captain's a badass.
Oh man, that fucking captain. What a fucking champ.
Now, the captain, I can
Hyper-
get behind the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can we
Go
all
on.
at least agree on the fact at the beginning of the first episode that the Kodai's older brother's an idiot?
Yep.
Like, there was no reason for him to go on a suicide mission. There was, like, no danger to the ship getting away. He's like, no, Captain, we're going to go charge into the fight anyways.
See, I
Hey, he
don't
took
know
out
about
2
that.
ships. He took out
Kind
2
of
of
like the
them.
squad leader in your show.
See, I don't know about that. Like, I was gonna say, like, literally the dumber thing happened in yours, like, because they
I
literally
thought
called
the
a
mega weapon
retreat.
would work. It
They
didn't work.
called a retreat,
Not to
and
mention in
Jake's
mine, it was made readily apparent there was a danger. When in this one, when they started retreating, there was no extra fire. They weren't pursuing. There was no danger given
They
to the
weren't
ship.
pursuing Jake.
Yeah, they almost killed the.
They
They
were
almost
not
killed the
pursuing.
captain.
Yeah, they did.
They almost killed the
Ironically,
captain.
the main character turned the fuck around, and then his lieutenant turned the fuck around
His
after him.
brother, Kadayo's brother, saved the captain, and then he went on and then decided to kill himself. That's where I thought it went wrong, but there was definitely a threat there. But those 2 could have escaped.
Yeah,
I didn't feel like it
there
was enough to
threat.
throw away a whole ass ship. There was nothing
I
really
can
there.
understand that premise. At the time, I wouldn't have argued because I didn't realize how few ships they had. But I also understand like these guys are severely
Underpowered.
behind in technology and underpowered. So like it makes sense to me that they're like, they got their shit kicked in, 2 ships flying away, like they're gonna chase them. So this guy might as well buy as much time as he can because this shit needs to get back to Earth because it's their last fucking chance.
I just feel like they needed to do a better job to portray that then, because there's no pursuit before or after that. It just cuts to Kodai brother, you got to turn around. And he's like, no, Captain, I will buy you some time.
See, I don't agree with that.
I don't
they
agree either.
totally, dude. What did you watch?
You were
Hey,
saying
well, he
I
got- he
watched
watched
the
the
wrong
entire
anime
version of the
You
earlier.
show.
got shot once, and then there was no pursuit vehicles.
Dude,
You were
in
saying
the
I
battle,
watched the
you
wrong
could
show
totally
earlier.
tell. Dude, in the battle, you could tell that their technology was like way under what the enemies was.
You know
And
when they
then
say
from
they've
that
lost
point
No,
on,
I'm not
every time
disagreeing
they
with that. I'm just saying there was no danger to the ship getting away.
I don't know.
Yeah, I disagree.
Let's make this a moot point because it's taking way too long to explain.
Jake's
Jake,
taking
you can
reality.
keep it. You can keep it as a 1. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's your opinion, and I respect it. It's wrong, but I respect it.
All right, how about that music though?
Yeah, that's sound.
Dude,
I go 3. I
Hell
go
yeah,
3.
dude.
The intro is a banger, as we said.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fucking love it.
I'll give it
I
a
thought
2.
thought the voice acting was pretty decent, so I'm giving it a 4.
Jake, I have a lot more reasons to be salty than you do, and yet your salt levels have.
he's
I'm not
so
salty. I'm not
dude.
salty. The fact they didn't like the other one has no bearing on this. I tried to get into it. I just could not.
Well, maybe you need to put the video game down and watch it.
Yeah, I watched 3 episodes and I did not give a fuck. So I watched in the background with the rest.
Update from Austin. I gotta go with Star Blazers. It has hella points for a Yamato Drift and Doom Laser. That's your update from Austin. All right, yeah, sounds
Thank you,
4 for
Austin.
me.
Yeah, I'm going 4. I loved it. It was
Really?
great. I loved the
I
sound.
gave it a 3 already, but I think the music's probably gonna get like a little bit more intense later on, so possible 4.
Okay, fair enough. Are you gonna watch it later on?
I'm gonna continue. I want to watch this
Oh,
one. There's a few other.
hell
There's
yeah,
a
brother.
lot more shows. Like I
Dude,
want
hell
to
yeah.
watch Psychopaths. There's like recommendations from the previous ones we've done that I want to watch more of. I don't watch a ton of anime in my free time. I just
I'm
don't.
actually so proud of you right now. Art and animation.
Wow, that means a lot, Joel. Thanks,
fucking
Dad.
love the art in this show.
Yeah,
I give it a
really
high
like that.
4.
4. There's no way that you were fucking actually watching this show.
Dude,
It was. I'm not. To remind you, 2 isn't necessarily bad. It's just average.
Well, it's slightly below average.
No, 3 is above average. 2 is average, according to the D scale. Either way, I wasn't impressed with anything. It seemed, there wasn't anything blatantly bad about it, but there's nothing that really wowed me outside of the Yamato design.
I like space. I give it 4.
I'm so disappointed.
I
Thank you,
like
Daniel.
space. I'll take it.
You like that?
I like space. All
I
right,
can
Jake.
respect that. Space cool.
Yeah.
Thumbs up from me.
It's time. It's time. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. Well, let's fucking go. It came out in 2004 to 2015. This is the 3rd part in an 8-part series that is currently still ongoing. There's 5 animated parts. 48 episodes. Only got 5 of the gloriness. So it's basically about a ultimate Chad Flexer named Joseph Joestar and his related family member Jotaro Joestar is the Flexer, and Joseph Joestar is the related family member who's also a badass. The structure of the show is kind of set almost in like a road trip fashion, in like a shonen road trip battle fashion. It's a follow-up to the 2 parts that came before it. So leading into this, you're introduced to a new power in the series, in the JoJo series called Stands. They are a manifestation of your soul, basically giving you different powers. That can be like super speed, super strength. Don't want to spoil that one. Heat, the Joseph's awful one, the ability to take fucking photos.
After breaking a $2,000
shitty.
camera every time.
Yeah,
Hell
very
yeah.
shitty.
Yeah.
Is that all he does though? Does he literally have no other powers?
No. He gets.
Okay.
Uses,
To be fair,
That's
though,
such
Jelly, you
garbage.
could also skip the part where he was the main character, so he has a power called Hamen, and it's badass.
yeah, and he uses Hammond with his stand later on in the show.
Okay, cool. I'm
yeah.
glad he doesn't just take fucking photos.
No, he does more than that. Okay, and he
Thank
does
God.
kill people with those tentacles. FYI.
Kinky.
Yeah.
10 years, Connor. There you go. I did it for you.
Kinky 10 years, Connor. Perfect. Um, yeah, dude, this show is fucking phenomenal. Like, I fucking love this show. Basically, they're out to stop an evil mastermind called Dio, who is basically from the other parts and has come back to life. And they gotta track him down and fuck him up.
That's it. That's pretty much the show.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
before we get going, I need to air my grievances live, Joel. We should have just scrapped this week, made it JoJo week, and watched episodes 1 through 30.
Sir, I deserve a Vinland week first. If we're gonna do that too.
If everyone would
I
have
would've
agreed to it,
rather
I would have
died.
agreed to it because I
I
feel
would've-
like seasons 1 and 2 would have made this even better for everyone else because there's no way. Because it's just Old Man Joseph's not as cool without knowing how he was as Young Man Joseph.
I would
I
rather die than
disagree.
watch like the whole show.
I disagree. I think Old Man Joseph is better than his younger self.
You and Aubrey just love Old Man Joseph. I'm all about Young Man
No
Joseph.
one can agree with Jake this podcast.
No,
Yeah.
remember, there was that one point where we gave that one thing all threes.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
we all agreed that the characters in Psychopaths were pretty good. That's what we agreed on.
Yeah.
They are okay.
A revolution in our group.
No, on our scale, a 3 is above average.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, above average show is better than a lot of the trash that they put out.
Yeah, it's
nowadays.
good, then pretty good, then very good.
Let's be real. Like, if a show's worth talking about, it's above average. There's a bunch of shit coming out. God, I love the fucking aesthetic of this show. I love Stans. Jotaro is like the ultimate fucking flexer. The fucking poses, like, there is almost nothing about this show that I dislike.
So the only thing holding me back right now, I've talked to you about this a little bit, Joel, is I'm not sold on Jotaro as the lead yet.
You're
He was
30
the
episodes
only
in,
thing
you're
I
not
liked
sold as
about
the
it.
lead?
Well, no, there's multiple different leads.
Yeah, it can happen. All right. You don't like Jotaro?
I'm not saying I dislike him. I'm just he's not Joseph yet or Jonathan.
Well, Joseph is still, like, in theory the leader of the group. It's just Jotaro is the protagonist.
I know. So I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I told you earlier, I'm expecting him to grow into it and to like him more. And there's also the fact I feel like the stoic badass has been done in so many other shows. It's almost, even though this is unique for this show and it's a new like take on the protagonist compared to everything else, it's kind of overdone, which I think
Are
is
you-
unfortunate.
Are you watching sub or dub?
Oh, sub all the way.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you're not watching sub and you get to the Dio fight, you need to be in fucking sub.
Oh
And you'll
no,
understand why.
I'm sure the dub's fine, but I doubt it
Oh, the
can
dub's
match how
really-
well the sub's done with the over
You guys
top.
are doing a huge
Dub is
disservice
good.
if you're not watching the dub. Only
Dub
for
is
one
good.
reason. Matthew Mercer plays Jotaro. I can
Yeah.
get down with some Matthew Mercer.
Oh, dude, the sub
action.
is fantastic, but for the Dio fights, you have to be in sub. That's later on in the show because the world. Or you'll find out what that means, Jake. It's okay, baby.
I'm excited.
So let's try to get into this D-scale and walk through it. Story. So like I said, it's road trip-esque, where it's like they're just kind of on a journey to find out where Dio is. Another fucking journey, Jake. You got a problem with this one? I don't think so.
It's just like
No,
Star
Um,
Trek.
Don't got a problem with this one. Distinct enough to not be Star Trek.
No, it's
Basically,
just like
there's
it.
No, it's fucking like Pokemon.
Don't put it salt.
They're going
No,
around collecting
Jake.
large, bulky dudes. What fucking?
Jake, I'm not salty. Overall, I think my show got a better rating.
Oh, I did.
So the idea is that Dio and the Joestar line are interconnected, so like they could almost kind of sense that he's around, and Dio's just an evil fucking dude. So they want to stop him from whatever the fuck he's doing, really.
Yeah, because
I
okay,
don't have
so slight
experience.
spoiler. I try not to give too much away. First season, Dio tried to take over the world, so they know he's not going to be doing anything charitable coming back.
Yeah. And he tried to take over the world. He tried to kill the Joestar line. He kind of turned himself into a supernatural being, which is why
Basically, a
he's
vampire.
which is why he's back alive. He's also, I don't want to say that. That's a spoiler for the first part of the
Yeah.
series. Because that's the end point of the first part of the series. It's potentially the gayest show I've ever watched, and it's fantastic. That
Dude,
scenario.
it's right up there with Top Gun volleyball scene.
I agree with you, and I love
so good. Dude, the moment, like,
I'm the
best
only-
comedy moments. I fucking loved that shit. It made me laugh so
that
hard.
one scene you
I'm the
made me
only
watch
person
got me in the
that's
show.
actually somewhat gay, and I fucking found it's just so dumb,
Oh,
so
really?
stupid. Yes,
Are you telling
watched,
me you don't like JoJo's?
no, they all look ridiculous. Their shoulders should not look like that. None of their body.
bro, you just need to
You've
lift
never
more.
seen Gears of War shoulders.
Oh, I've seen Gears of War shoulders.
Everyone apparently
Equally.
played football.
I've also noticed something. All of Jelly's anime have the lankiest fucking character design I've ever fucking seen. So I think this is a personal preference.
Well, it's because Jelly likes them on their growth spurt.
Oh. You know what? I'm just gonna leave for the rest of the podcast. I'll give you my numbers and just put down. Y'all can brush on JoJo for the last half hour if you want. Go right ahead.
I made Brendan watch a scene later in the show before he watched it. That is Abdul and Joseph getting magnetically stuck to each other.
Yep.
And it's not just that. It's the entire situation around that shit. It's fan-fucking-tastic. I might have to go
anything for
find
me,
it.
but that sounds hilarious.
Dude, it's so fucking funny.
It made me watch the show.
What's the thing where Dio's balancing like tonguing a ball in his mouth and he's like
Oh,
That's not
It's not
Dio.
Dio. It's
That's
redhead dude.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
Terry.
believe it.
ridiculous.
I believe in you. You can pull out the name. It's not Poltergeist. That's the white hair dude. Come on. I believe in you.
I don't remember.
It's
I've been watching so much anime.
Hey,
Huh?
Kakuan. I can't pronounce it.
There you go.
Noriaki.
There you go. Yep. Kakumi. Yeah, he's the one that rolls the cherry around in his mouth, and they don't realize that he likes doing that until he asks for a cherry from Jotaro and starts doing that shit. And then I think it comes up two or three times in the show after that.
I don't
That's
believe
great.
that any of these characters are 17. I don't believe it. They don't.
I believe it. When you train as hard as they do.
They never. You
Yep.
never see them train. When are they doing training? You never see them train. I've never seen them lift a single weight. They do not deserve to be that buff, especially someone who's like
Yeah.
80 years old.
But you think,
My God.
you think tongue punk?
Oh no! Whoa! Oh, okay. Now you've gone too far going on Joseph like that.
You think punching a cherry isn't training, sir?
It's not gonna
Joseph
be biceps.
definitely deserved his buffness.
It's not increasing his stand power either. I don't believe it for a second.
Okay, we gotta do JoJo week.
Yeah.
You guys
This-
can count me out.
This man
Anyway,
has named-
we gotta get back to the D scale. I'm gonna give it a 4 for story, maybe even a 5 if we were to include the fact how it ties in the previous arcs.
I'm gonna give it 5.
I'll give it a 3.
Yeah.
Story I found ridiculous and stupid. I'll give it a 2.
What the fuck? I can bring. Now I'm salty.
What the fuck,
I
Karen?
don't like
What the fuck?
They're going around collecting bulk dudes to go to Egypt. Very cool.
I hate this
You've
man.
obviously never seen Bitchin' Kitchen with Hans.
Oh,
Are you telling me you don't want to go get a
that.
group of buff bros to go to Egypt with?
Dude, that's why I've been trying to get Jake to go to the
Every
gym
single
with me.
try and kill me.
Right? They all need to go to the gym and then go to Egypt.
Bug brain from their head.
Me,
All of them are just like, I want to kill you.
me and
then
Jake
then
and
he
Dimmitt
removes
just
it, like,
taking our creatine, getting ready for Egypt.
Hell yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
move on to
Yeah.
characters. Give them all 5s, and I'll give them like a 2 or something.
5. Biggest
5.
flexer in anime.
4.
And you guys haven't even seen his biggest flex yet.
I know.
In the-
5 with the asterisk of I'm still waiting on Jotaro to grow into his full self.
Jake, when you see the Jotaro, oh fuck, what's his name? Poker dude, I forget his name. When you see that fight, after you watch that, you fucking let me know how big of a flex that
I'll
was.
let you know. Joseph just has so much charisma when he's younger. The whole act where he's just like, next you're gonna say, and just shit like that. I just loved how cocky he was.
That's fair. The fortune teller that is Jotaro, though, is fantastic.
Or even better, my final secret move, run away.
Can I just say, I don't find the characters
secret.
like, super engaging. I don't know why. I just don't find their personalities very interesting.
Jake, the Joestar's family line secret weapon is run away.
Okay, that's right. That's how it went.
Yeah. And it's true. It happens throughout the entire fucking animated series.
That's fucking great.
Yeah. It even happens when it's not a Joestar. He's technically not a Joestar. Yeah, it happens. So that's fantastic. All right, so it was 5. What else was it? 5, 5.
4.
5-5. I think Joel Jelly gave it a 2.
Brendan?
4.
4? All right. Fantastic. Then we got sound.
I gotta go 5 again.
Hell yeah.
Before I elaborate, though, I also need to give a shout out to the fact they just straight up had "Walk Like an Egyptians" by the Bangles as the ending fucking song.
That was pretty funny.
Yep. 5. 5. It's just fantastic. It knows its memes so goddamn well too.
I will say though, opener still super strong, but goddamn, do I love season 1 and 2's opener.
Yeah. It's fucking JoJo's has some of the best openers
Like,
and all.
and then all the sound, the voice acting, it's crisp as fuck.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is
Oh,
the
hell.
best voice ever.
Yeah, this is one of the best dubs I've ever listened to.
Some of the funniest
Other than the
shit.
fact the world in dub is trash compared to the world in sub.
I give this down 5.
5.
I liked Matthew Mercer's voice. Kept me going through the episodes I watched. I'll give it a 3 or whatever.
I would give it a 5. Jelly, you just did not really click with this. Like,
I did not care for it. I didn't find.
Look what he recommended this week. Fuck you, the High School Host Club.
Hey,
I'm just saying I was not entertained watching. It just seemed so stupid and ridiculous. Even the fight scenes I saw
that's
were
the
not.
point, though. It's supposed to
They
be
weren't
how stupid and
interesting.
ridiculous it gets.
Jake, he's not
wasn't
shitting as
interesting to
on
me.
this as bad as you did with Yamato, though. Like you're getting
I'm just
mad.
saying
That's fair.
He's giving it mediocre. You're like my show was like basically Hitler's coming to Japan.
Hey, no, now I gave it mostly 2s, which is still mediocre.
Mostly 2s and 2 1s.
Oh, did I get it 2
You
1s?
gave it 2 1s.
You did.
You get mad at Jelly. Shut your fucking mouth.
Hey, I'm not mad at Jelly. I'm just asking.
You literally said
was
I'm
he not
salty.
into the overhyped ridiculousness?
2 minutes ago, you literally yelled, "Now I'm salty."
Okay, that's because he was gunning for Joseph Joestar. You don't gun for my man like that.
Whose man's is this? Yeah, all right. So we all really enjoyed the soundtrack, and the dub and all that. Art and animation.
5.
4.
This 5. Everything about it.
5. Dude, yes, everything is so crisp. I fucking love the nothing seems that clunky, and when it is that clunky, it's usually for a fucking meme, which is fantastic. I love the art style. Who doesn't want to look like Jotaro? Who doesn't want to have that kind of fucking shoulders at age 17?
The Joestar family line is on my motivation board for working out.
Hell yeah.
Jake just has pictures of them hanging up on the ceiling, so whenever he lays down, he just sees them before he goes to bed.
Yeah, I might have to do that. I'm gonna put that above my bench press. Just every time I want bench press, I'm just like, oh
Oh
yeah.
shit! I need to start doing that.
All right. So 2 5s. What
4.
else? 4. All right. I like that.
So, Brennan, what's some of your extended thoughts on the show overall so far? Because have you watched anything before this yet?
Oh, dude, I watched the whole thing. I've told
Oh,
you.
you watched all like.
This is my
Oh, you've
fifth
seen
time.
season 1 and 2 then.
Yeah, dude, I've told
Yeah.
you. But yeah, I've watched it
Oh,
all.
well, no,
I love
I
it.
think the last time we talked about, you said you watched some of it before, but I don't think I ever clarified how much.
No, last 2 times
I
I've
mean,
been on Discord, I've told you, you've asked me this question. I've been like, yeah, no, I've watched it all because of Joel. Show me that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Well,
you guys needed to experience the JoJo's rap. Like you needed it in your lives.
Well,
So
I was confused because when you said all, I didn't know if you meant all from season 3 onward or from season 1 onward.
Oh no, I meant all.
Nice. Okay, so were you as surprised as me at the end of season 1 when fucking Jonathan bit it?
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
yeah, dude. Dude, I love season 1. That's still by far my favorite.
Because I don't know how I managed to miss that spoiler, but when that happened, I was like, "What the fuck? I thought this show was all about Jonathan fighting Dio. What's happening?"
Yeah, yeah.
It really the show is about Dio.
Is this one of those takes where it's like the Karate Kid was actually about the blonde guy the whole time?
Yeah.
Could be.
Is it because he actually has a character, and is it just like, I'm a man? Look at my muscles.
I'm triggered. All right. Jelly, what's your
Well,
rating?
no. Jotaro was like, I'm a man in high school. These bitches be all over my dick. I don't give a single fuck about any of them. Joestar's like, I'm an even bigger man. I've been had babes all over me the entire life. I had this dumbass bitch of a daughter who I told to shut the fuck up. She's like, okay.
Hey now, Joseph never
And
said
then
to
there's
shut
just
the fuck
weird.
up. That was
She's like,
Jotaro telling
I
his
will
mom.
slice your leg and throw you down the stairs.
Yes.
I'm such a man. Look at me and my hyper masculinity, homosexuality. I don't care what people think of me. And then there's a different dude like, I have lived more lives than all of you guys combined. I've seen Dio is full of strength. He almost penetrated my mind.
Dude,
I'm a
think
man.
I think I triggered Jelly's gay gene with this.
dude, that's why I love season 1, because the first like 3 episodes is just the best flexing on each other I've ever seen.
Right.
And I
It
love
was
it.
episode 1 was so boring. I fell asleep. I fell asleep watching the show. That's how bored I was.
Again, you say that after your 3 recommendations that's made you watch the shittiest show ever. Sit down.
I was gonna say,
Well, I'm gonna find an even shittier show to recommend you guys.
and
Okay.
High School Host Club. What was the other piece of shit you recommended?
Well,
But
Ken's or the fucking
that creepy ass
what was
show.
Oh, Durarara.
Yeah, that's what.
the one
Yeah,
you guys
gross.
absolutely didn't like. All of these shows have a lot of fans, by the way, just not you guys.
I think we
Okay,
have.
so
taste
there's
of
not
that
to jump on the train here, Jelly, but I do question how you could fall asleep during JoJo's.
I wasn't interested. The show was boring. The first episode of the first season was super boring, and maybe I was just too tired. I watched it and I was bored.
How
I
am I
was so
Maybe
emotionally
I'll-
connected with season 1, especially when Dio killed fucking Jonathan's dog.
I just
How
didn't
am I-
care about the characters.
I don't know
Is
how-
that so much to?
Dude, Jonathan is still by far my favorite character.
He's my second favorite. He's the truest of gentlemen.
Dude, and he's an archaeologist. Hell yeah, a gentleman archaeologist.
Speaking of, Brennan, if you find any masks, just please, for the love of God, leave them there.
Dude, first excavation I do in my anthropology class, I'm gonna find a mask and put it on. The first thing, right before I put it on, I'm gonna be like, it's just like JoJo's.
I was gonna think of it. Who's your co-star though?
I'll start Hammond training right now then.
I was gonna say, is it Jake Austin or me? Who's the judge?
I think
And who's the supporting cast?
it's Jake because as much as we love each other, we flex on each other weirdly.
Oh, I mean, let's not even bring up the Mortal Kombat duels we have for like
Dude.
hours.
I'm still practicing, sir. Just so you
I need to
know.
get back on it. I've been taking an extended break again.
Average every day an hour.
No.
All right, Jelly, art rating, go.
I forgot to call and tell everyone that I was
Yeah,
alive.
I'll give it a 3, even though I didn't gel with me. It's well produced.
Okay. All right. Well, now we get to vote on the best and the worst. Do you want to get the worst out of the way? We're getting the worst out of the way. Host Club, get the fuck
Host
out.
Club.
I'm going, and I'm not salty, Brendan. I gotta go Star Blazers.
Oh wow, Jake!
It just did
it
not
is
click with me
not
at all.
worse than jellies. You're fucking salty.
I'm not salty, my dude. It just
You know
did
what?
not click with me at all.
I changed. No, I'm just kidding.
I understand whether they're gonna find something
But Jake,
cringier for you guys to watch.
you are
Find
lucky
something
jellies
mainstream
here
for you
because
guys to watch.
yours was pretty fucking close.
I was gonna say, are we doing what we did before, where Jelly doesn't get a fucking vote and's gotta watch Corey in the house now?
No, he gets a vote, but he still gotta watch Corey in the house if he loses.
Okay, I'm cool.
Yeah,
with
you're
that.
not gonna get rid of that bit for any reason.
I
Best
really
part.
want to, dude. You just recommend garbage. All
Maybe
right.
I'll recommend one of your favorite shows, and then them how
Austin also voted your show, by the way.
that
That's
doesn't
worst.
surprise me. I don't care.
Best show. All right, so since I can't vote for JoJo's, I'm going Star Blazer.
Brendan, what do you vote for?
JoJo's.
I go Star
I'm
Blazer.
I'm also going JoJo's.
And
Dimit went for
let me
Star
check what
Blazers.
Yeah, he went for Star Blazers. So Star Blazers wins.
3
How the fuck did Brendan win three
Three
times in a row?
and I don't watch that much anime. No, but Joel, I will say this was a steal. You should have won.
Yeah, I'm a little bit salty that Jake.
I thought this was going to come down between Psychopaths and JoJo for sure.
I thought so too, because I knew you wouldn't like mine, Jay. Because
So I
you
voted
haven't watched
JoJo's.
any space thing I've
You
recommended.
can't vote for your. Well, you obviously can't get vote for your own. So I voted Star Blazer.
Yeah,
Who voted JoJo's?
I did. Me and Jake,
Okay.
and then
Me. Okay. And then Connor went Star Blazers.
So 3-2.
and Austin went Star.
I'm sorry.
It's a close one though.
I'm sorry.
Probably the closest
Ah.
we've had.
I don't like
Ah,
this
fuck.
win. But the only reason I like this win is because fuck you, Jake.
I'm not salty.
No, I know you're not salty, but fuck you. 3 in a row. I'm flexing at this point.
Noted, sir.
Gentleman flex.
All right. So Jelly's got to watch Corey in the house next week. And what are our recommendations?
Did we get
Yeah,
one
next
from
week.
Dimit?
3 or 4 weeks from now.
Well, a month from now because it's every 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, Dimit did recommend. Does anyone remember?
Dimit recommended.
Yeah,
Trigun.
yeah.
Yeah, Dimit recommended Trigun, so everyone's gonna have to watch that.
That's a good one. Did we get the quick synopsis, or are we just going to wait till next time for that?
I said we would wait
We
do
told-
next time.
I don't know
Okay.
enough about Trigun. I've watched maybe one episode, so I want to go last on this, so someone else can.
I'll go. Demon Slayer.
Okay, solid.
Ooh, Demon Slayer, not Goblin Slayer.
I wanted to go Goblin, but I just that first episode I have a problem with because the first episode's like this is gonna be.
The fourth time in a row. Demon Slayer was
Dude,
really
I
good.
know, and the first 5 episodes is fucking banger. That's why I picked it because I love the first 5. That 5 episodes like hits you hard, and it doesn't stop.
It is really good.
But Goblin Slayer, man, the first episode's like we're gonna be the next Game of Thrones, but in anime, and then it drops hard.
All right, Jake, what's
That's
yours?
fair. Oh, Joey, do you got a recommendation first? Because I'm still debating between a couple right now.
No, I'm debating between picking another shitty one, but exceptionally
Motherfucker.
shitty one, or I mean, I got to be a king of something. If it's bad
Okay,
picks,
if you're picking a shitty one, is it gonna be like a ha ha? This is meant to laugh at together, shitty,
Like
or
Scrubs.
Jake,
Listen, if you,
Jake,
no,
Jake,
Joe,
Jake,
if you pick another shitty one on purpose, I'm not watching.
Jake.
Yes.
Have you heard of Ghost Stories, the dub for it?
It's not because you're a bunny. It's because you're black.
What do you think? Should I go with that, or should I go
Guy,
with an actual good anime?
This is why I wanted to vote away
go
his
with that
power.
one because that one's hilariously bad.
All right,
You know what? I'm
Ghost
down with
Story,
that.
the dub. You can find it on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's all on YouTube.
Yeah,
The
this one.
entire
This is
series.
one gonna be like it's so
I'll
bad it's
preface it.
funny because it's
I'll
like
preface this. This is an anime so poorly received in its own country that they gave the dub to the English. They're like, you can literally just do whatever you want with this show, and thus they did, and they created one of the best dubs ever made.
So we gotta listen to dub.
yeah, it
All right,
has to be
yeah,
the dub.
Got it.
There's no reason to
Dude.
watch without the dub.
Jake,
Oh,
Do
it's
I
back to
fight
me
fire?
already, is it?
Jake, do I fight fire with jelly?
Not this week. This week I think is gonna be a good fun time for everyone. I'd say save it for next week.
Okay, I gotta figure out something else then. Pick yours.
All right. I'm going to do Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Concern. No idea what that
That
is.
sounds
It's
exactly
basically
what Jake would
war. It's
pick.
basically think that was a part timer, but with a girl lead instead of a guy lead.
Okay, I can fuck with that.
Okay. I can fuck with that. So I'm going to say what I was going to recommend this week, which Jake was actually excited for, but apparently we want to have a fun week. So
Oh, is it that one?
do you want me to do it? I'll do it.
Oh fuck it, just do it. I want two hilariously bad ones.
Assassin's Pride.
Assassin's Pride.
Assassin's Pride.
Assassin's Pride.
It is
Uh,
like described as the best trash anime in the past couple seasons.
All right,
Best
I'll send it.
trash anime within the past few years, I would say.
Okay.
It is fantastically bad, and it knows it's bad.
What a
And I guarantee I'm not getting you
what
votes
an
next week.
interesting setup we have right now. We have Trigun, Demon Slayer, Ghost Stories, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and Assassin's Pride. That's just all over the
This
fucking.
is the I think this is the weirdest week we've had.
I think we have two.
Remember to say,
I think we have two people go and try hard, and then the others are just like, "Hey, try this."
I
Brennan,
was
here's what we did. We set you up to win a fourth month.
I'm well. Demon Slayer is great. Like he's probably going to. I was on the line for between two sports animes, but then I'm like, fuck it, full sentence.
Jake, when you said Miss
All right.
Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, I was like, man, is this because you like the lusty Argonian?
You know. I mean, I got a little sweaty watching it. A little sweaty reading the Lusty Argonian back in the day. Definitely
Alright,
don't have any pages favorited that has a complete version fanfic wrote.
Oh fuck! All right. On that note, thank you for watching the Handsome Jacks podcast. You can find us on Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Stitcher, and anywhere else that I can get this podcast on. Until next time, bye.
10 years, Jake.
Cast on. Until next time, bye.
10 years, Jake.